You remember I showed you the chapter list? In that, chapter number 9 was SRS. Which chapter was SRE? Next chapter, Pillare. It is chapter number, yeah, that's right. That's right. Chapter number 10. What does chapter number 10's name? SRE. R stands for what? Audit, review, assurance, related services. In this, R stands for SRE. Review. Okay. One second. Review of. Makla, what are you going to review? Are you going to review company's operations? No. Are you going to review company's internal control? No. Here also you are going to review financial information. Now, Pillare, let me say what is the difference between audit and review. But audit, you guys are expert. Can you say audit we will perform dash dash to obtain dash to arrive at a dash. With that you form a dash. Aye, everything is dash. But in audit you perform what? You perform audit procedure with which you obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence. With evidence, you draw a conclusion. Based on conclusion, you will express the opinion. This is audit, Pillare. This is audit. Now, can I edit to review? Can I edit to review? Generally, audit is done for yearly LA. After 31st March, after year end, or for a year it is done. Review, it can be half yearly, it can be full year, it can be anything. But here, not audit procedure. Like FAPA, every procedure you won't perform. You will perform only limited audit procedure. Mainly two procedure. One is inquiry, another is comparison. Makla comparison, what you call analytical procedure. Now, in review, are you going to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence? Here also it is an assurance engagement. Even though you perform limited procedure, you need sufficient and appropriate evidence. Not audit evidence, sufficient and appropriate evidence. So evidence should be sufficient for your purpose. You have to do sufficient inquiry. You have to do sufficient analytical. So sufficiency remains the same. Here, with limited procedure, what conclusion you can draw? You can draw only a limited conclusion. Here, unlike audit, we will say our conclusion. Based on our review, what we have found out, we will say. There is no opinion. Did you understand? What is the difference between audit and review? I was saying. Keywords, I will come back. Now, Pillare, how opinion will be formed in audit? Based on the information and explanation provided to us, financial statement shows true and fair view. There are two types of framework are there for expressing opinion. It can be either a general purpose framework and special purpose framework. Allah. No, girls. It is not general purpose. Those two, general purpose, special purpose, are two types of FS. I'm asking you, what are the two types of opinion? True and fair view and prepared in all material aspects. So what you call true and fair view means fair presentation framework. If we say prepared in all material aspect, you call it as compliance presentation framework. Isn't it two kinds of opinion framework? Yes. So here you are saying positively or negatively. Positive means you are saying we have audited, it is true and fair view. Can we say it is positively worded? Positively, you're saying we have carried out our audit. Based on our audit information, it is true and fair view. Whereas in review, more assurance or less assurance? Hey guys, less assurance, lower assurance, limited. So here we will word our conclusion, not opinion, conclusion negatively. Chodike, kelunga, ask, what is negative conclusion? Ask me. Based on our review, and I'm saying, listen, I won't repeat. Based on our review, nothing has come to our attention to believe financials are not true and fair view. Did you listen? I will repeat in 3 languages. ഞങ്ങൾ നോക്കിയതിൽ കുഴപ്പമൊന്നും കണ്ടില്ല. തെറ്റാന്ന് പറയാൻ കുഴപ്പമൊന്നും കണ്ടില്ല. நாங்க பார்த்தோம். Based on that, நாங்க ஒண்ணுமே கண்டுபிடிக்கல தப்புன்னு சொல்றதுக்கு. Oh my God. We have conducted our review. Based on our review, nothing has come to our belief to believe that it is not a true and fair view. Did you understand the negative wording? Here you use the negative wording only, whereas in audit, positive. Are we clear with the difference between audit and difference between review? So before we start, can we write what is the audit and review difference? Then I will give you the overview of the chapter. Okay? But help please. Audit, review. Audit, what assurance are you forming, guys? From essay 200 you're learning. Reasonable. Whereas in review, what assurance are you forming? You are giving only a limited assurance, which is more or less. Is it a higher level of assurance or lower level of assurance? It is a lower level of assurance. You remember reasonable means it is high level, whereas limited assurance means low level. Now, in which you carry more extensive procedure, audit or review? In which one you will carry more procedure? Of course, audit. We perform extensive or elaborate. Elaborate means kududal, more, jasti. But what are the main procedure? RAP is there. Let it take rest. TOC and SAP. Test of controls, substantive audit procedure. Whereas in review, more or fewer procedure when compared to audit, fewer. Do you remember what are the main 2 procedure which in review we do? Mainly we do inquiry. And one more. Also we will do analytical procedure. That doesn't mean other procedure cannot be performed, but basically this is the procedure. Okay, now what conclusion? Here it is reasonable conclusion, or you can say it as opinion also. Whereas review, is there an opinion? Review, is there an opinion? No opinion. Okay, opinion, no. We are only coming to a, okay, based on our review, we didn't find anything wrong. That's not the exact word. Assurance, opinion is dash worded, positive or negative? Audit, I'm asking you audit, based on our examination and information provided to us, financial shows true and fair view or material aspects, positively worded. Whereas in assurance, you remember the sentence which I said, based on our review, nothing has come to our attention to show that the financial does not show true and fair view, meaning negatively worded. What is negatively worded? Opinion, no? No, it is conclusion. No opinion. You remember audit procedure, sufficient and appropriate, draw conclusion, form opinion. I wrote like this. In review, can you substitute? Instead of audit procedure, limited procedure. Do we obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence? Yes, sufficient and appropriate evidence, not audit evidence. From which you draw limited conclusion, but no opinion. Makle, are you clear with these two? If so, I have to ask you two things. Can you put a question mark? After that, I will pause. We now said difference between audit and reviewer. Now I'm asking you something different. In audit and review, are risk same? Risk of material misstatement. Risk same? My opinion may go wrong. My opinion may go wrong. Audit risk, SA 315. 200 also they are saying. In which one risk is more? Audit or review? The risk is not same. Guys, Allah. Where you are performing more procedure, audit. More evidence and more assurance. So risk means our opinion may go wrong. So in which risk is more? Once more, think and say. Very good. Review. See, in audit, you call it as audit risk. As per SA 330, you have to perform FAP to reduce 330, reduce risk to a dash level. What level? Acceptable level. Whereas in review, are you performing TOC, SAP, etc. fully like audit? No. So here, it's not audit risk, engagement risk. Okay. It can be reduce risk to, any guess? I will give you a clue. Something starts with M. It's a common word, Pilare. Very good. You can reduce, how all are saying correctly? Moderate level, not acceptable. So risk is more for review. And how many SRS was there? How many SRS? 5, no? 5 alle. Ayyo, 5. Only 2? Guruji, lock? Lock? Yes, only 2. Can you replace that 4,400 left 4 and 4,410 left first 4 by 2? Now it becomes 2 standards in review. I asked you to replace. Come on. 2,400 SRE. Wow. And 2,000 410. That's simple to learn since we know SRS. Both are relating to review. Is there anything common between audit and review? We said difference, we said. Is there anything common? In the first class, we have said 2 things are common. Only for one thing I've said to you. One, both are dealing with historical financial. The procedure is not same, Kuta. One is more procedure, one is less. Second, same auditor, auditor part don't touch, okay? High risk. I have to say later. Don't touch audit part here. It's not done by the same auditor. I'll come back. Both you will obtain a sufficient and appropriate evidence.